Welcome to the 2017 Michigan Week Luncheon, brought to you by Comcast and DTE Energy, and also, of course, all of the service clubs here in Dearborn Heights, the Goodfellows, the Kiwanis, the Lions, and the Rotary Clubs. We're very glad that you're with us today. I once again am your host, John Zadikian, because Lynn Killian keeps finding my phone number, so I'm always up here. At this time, I would like to introduce some of the dignitaries with us today. We have the Mayor of the City of Dearborn Heights, Dan Paletko. Mr. Mayor. Our City Treasurer is here, John Riley. Johnny, how are you? Right. Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton is with us this afternoon. Lisa. We also have the pride of Robichaud High School, the Westwood School Board President, Tim Emery. Tim. We would also like again to thank Comcast, and that would be Kyle Mazurik and Bob Schneider. Fellas, thank you very much. DTE Energy is also sponsoring this luncheon. We thank them very much as well. And we also have the staff of the Dearborn Area Chamber of Commerce here. Jackie Lovejoy and team, where are you? Right back there. Thank you. And Mr. Killian here is selling some 50-50 tickets, so make sure that you see him. And one quick note about the Chamber of Commerce and a point of pride for myself, as well as my paisan who's here. Every year we have a Chamber Ambassador of the Year. Last year I was honored to be that person, and this year it's my South End neighbor Mike Magnone. So Dearborn Heights Pride, we're very proud of that accomplishment, so thank you. At this time I'd like to bring to the stage Wendy Fichter for the invocation. Wendy?
Thank you. Please pray with me. Lord, thank you for our great state of Michigan. As we celebrate the 180th anniversary of our statehood this year, we pause a moment to consider our state. We celebrate its beauty. From Copper Harbor to Detroit, we are blessed with the longest freshwater coastline of any state, the second designated national park, Mackinac Island, access to the Great Lakes, many parks, and other natural wonders. We celebrate our innovation as the birthplace of musical genres, organized skiing, the nation's first four-way traffic signal, and even, yes, the introduction of celery into the United States. We celebrate our uniqueness in the Petoskey Stone, Kalkaska Sand, two peninsulas, underwater access to our neighbors to the north, Canada. We celebrate our community of Dearborn Heights and the service clubs represented here, with members who were born here or transplanted here who want to make it a better place. Thank you for the hearts that are giving, the minds that are welcoming, and the hands that are serving. We are already blessed. May we in turn be a blessing to others. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. And right now, lunch will be served. The staff here from the Stitt Post will be calling you by table. So luncheon is ready. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may have your attention, please, we'd like to begin the program. Did everyone enjoy the lunch? Let's have a big hand for our friends here at the Stitt Post and thank them very much. And once again, thank our good friends from Comcast and DTE Energy for sponsoring today's luncheon. Again, we thank you very much. At this point, we have a few awards to pass out, so I would like to call to the stage right now our Honorable Mayor, Dan Paletko. Representing the Dearborn Heights Kiwanis Club, Mike McCaffrey. Representing the Dearborn Heights Lions Club, Don Brevard. Representing the Dearborn Heights Rotary, Lynn Killian. And I will be representing the Goodfellows. Very good. All right. We're going to go in order of alphabetical order, so we're going to start with the Goodfellows and hand out the plaques, and then we're going to take a picture on the stage. So those of you with me, make sure that you stay here along with the award winners. First of all, the Dearborn Heights Goodfellows, we are now entering our 89th year of existence, and as some days I feel like I've been here all 89 years, but it's a lot of fun. We do appreciate it. It's our annual No Child Without a Christmas campaign that takes place the first weekend of every December. We sell special edition newspapers on street corners and at banks all throughout the city, and quite honestly, I do need to take a moment at this particular time to thank everyone that's involved in every service organization, because you are all a part of us as Goodfellows, but we not necessarily as Goodfellows join your organizations as a group in your events. But that's what got all of us together to do this great luncheon, and we've been doing it now for the past few years. So we are all now working together for the common good, and we appreciate that very much. And Mr. Mayor and all of the other elected officials and city department heads who are here, we'd like to thank you as well for all of your support of the Goodfellows, for allowing us to use city facilities and trucks and people and all of that things so that we could do all of our good work throughout the city. So thank you very much for that. Mayor, where are you? Oh, you're on this side. Okay. Yeah. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Okay. Unfortunately, our honoree for the Dearborn Heights Goodfellows is not here today, but Mr. Ron Zarembo is our winner, and he had another commitment, and in his place, I would like to call up our president, Kim Constant. Kim. Thank you very much.
Let's get her for a picture.
Yeah. Next, representing the Dearborn Heights Kiwanis Club, Mike McCaffrey. Mike?
Hello, everybody. As you know, Kiwanis is all about kids and developing them into community leaders. One of the avenues is through sponsoring high school juniors to attend Boys State and Girls State, a summer leadership and citizenship program sponsored by the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary for high school juniors. About 20,000 students annually attend. They spend a few days there. They simulate real-life government. They're divided into subgroups referred to as cities. The citizens of each of these cities elect municipal officials and representatives to a mock state legislature. They are bombarded by true-to-life problems of government, and they learn to solve them and overcome them. Famous alumni of this particular program include Neil Armstrong, Tom Brokaw, Garth Brooks, President Bill Clinton, Mike Huckabee, Michael Jordan, Rush Limbaugh, Harry Reid, Dick Cheney, Michael Dukakis, Roger Ebert, John Bon Jovi, Chris Christie, and so on and so forth. Our Kiwanis Club has been sponsoring this and had somebody participating in this since 1978. 39 years and an average of 6 students per year. That's about 250 students whose lives have been changed by this program. One of our local senators, our club sponsored a student in 2004 that continued his career in government. So our senator, David Kniezek, was also a graduate of this program. So anyway, without further ado, I want to congratulate our Kiwanian of the Year, Jerry White, who's run this program magnificently.
You gotta go up there. Come on, Jerry.
Or come on up, Jerry.
Well, that's a surprise.
The guy that can
Let me shake
climb
hands.
all those steps, he certainly can get up here. Congratulations, Jerry.
No, it's all right.
We broke it.
No, it's
Oh, it's pretty tough.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks, Jerry. Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, stay here, because we're going to take a group picture here pretty soon. There you go. Okay. Next, representing the Dearborn Heights Lions Club is a very familiar face as well to all of us here in Dearborn Heights, Mr. Don Rivard. Donald.
Thank you, John. I'm Lion Don Rivard. Our Dearborn Heights Lions Club, as you know, the Lions are primarily dedicated to helping people that are visually and hearing handicapped. Our club does a lot more than just that in the city. Next week we're having a dinner. We're giving out $3,000 scholarships for individuals, for high school graduates from Dearborn Heights. We also give out about $3,000 worth of $100 gift cards every year at Christmas for needy families. And believe me, we never have enough, but our club is dedicated to that. Our big fundraiser is going to be about a month from now, June 23rd, is our golf outing, and we've left flyers for everybody. If you support the golf outing, whether you golf or don't sponsor a hole, you're helping this work we do. But today I have to recognize one of our own who has been instrumental in the vision of the Lions Club. First of all, by the way, we're very proud to have in our club the next district governor of District 11A1 for Monroe and Wayne County, Lion Terry Treppa. Okay, good. All right. But the person we're recognizing today has been a Lion for 30 years. He's been a businessman in Dearborn Heights since 1985. He has been, he's also, I understand, a member of the Tifa district and Tifa board, and he lives in the city of Dearborn Heights. This man has served our club as president, treasurer, secretary, and he's currently the secretary. He has also served the Lions District as a zone chair and a region chair on many occasions, and I understand he's going to be a region chair again this year, or zone chair again this year. This is a man who's very dedicated to the club and very much involved in the city of Dearborn Heights, and I am very proud to announce that our Lion of the Year is going to be Lion Dick Fetzer.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
well
sir.
deserved.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Can I see?
Sure. Mike is yours.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to my club and thank you for Don, the nice introduction. Also, I want to say a special thanks to the mayor, who has always supported our Lions Club over the years and supported me personally with a couple dollars donation out on Ford Road when I'm not supposed to be there. But anyways, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Last but not least, it is my pleasure to announce my boss for the day, and she enjoys that job a little too much, I think. Don, I feel for you, my brother, I'm telling you. Representing the Dearborn Heights Rotary, Lynn Killian.
Good afternoon. The Dearborn Heights Rotary Club was chartered in 1964. We do a lot of good work in the community. Many of you have seen us about. We have a bike safety rodeo coming up June 3rd. We just gave away bookcases and books to third graders at one of the elementary schools. We have a peace pole dedication coming up next week on May 24th at 4 o'clock in front of the City Hall. We'll be dedicating a peace pole to promote peace in our community. The peace pole is in 5 different languages, which includes Braille. It'll be in English, Polish, Arabic, and Spanish. Is that 5? And Braille. So we invite all of you to please be at the City Hall at 4 o'clock next Wednesday. We have a 5K run coming up on September 16th for those of you who run. And you can always check our website for our meetings. You're welcome to join us at any time as a guest or as a prospective member. Our website or our Facebook page is always updated. So our Rotarian of the Year was chosen by a committee of 3 of our members. This person has the most positive personality, has been in our club for 21 years, volunteers for every club project and fundraiser, has been a past president, is currently the secretary and long-term secretary of our club. In addition to her Rotary duties, she also volunteers at Fish and Loaves. She's taking notes now. I'm not sure if she realizes what I'm going to say. I think she realizes now. She volunteers at Fish and Loaves every single week during the year, and she was voted our Rotarian of the Year, Joanne Cutler.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
All right, out of room.
Quick, maybe we should do the group photo after.
Okay, let's do the group photo. Okay, very good. Let's have a round of applause once again for all of our winners. That is fantastic. We'll do another group photo at the end to keep the program moving along, but at this time it is my distinct pleasure to once again welcome to the podium, and he's making his way up right now, the Honorable Mayor of the great city of Dearborn Heights, Mr. Dan Paletko. Mr. Mayor.
I'll tell you, I'm really proud to be the mayor of the city of Dearborn Heights, but what makes me particularly proud is when I look out in the audience and all the movers and shakers and how much good you do in the community. It really makes me very proud to be the mayor of Dearborn Heights with individuals like yourself. And John, you have taken on this role as kind of an MC for all the great things that go on in the city. I think I'm going to nickname you Golden Tones. You really do a great job. Well, okay. Good afternoon. First, I want to thank all of our community service clubs that are hosting this great Michigan Week event. Those of you who support these organizations by contributing literally thousands of hours of dedicated work each year drive some great things for our community. I think we should give, and please join me in giving a round of applause to all of you and a grateful community. Thank you so much. I always look forward every year, and I'm delighted to join you today for our annual Michigan Week celebration. It gives me a chance to show off this tie, which I'm very proud that I received from Governor Granholm when I was in the legislature, and it really signifies some of the great things about the state of Michigan. And probably many of you may know, may not know, Michigan is celebrating its 180th year of statehood in January. And so I'm going to share some little known fun facts, past and present, about our region and our great state. You know, we have to thank the city of Detroit for the fact that we have private phone numbers. Although the ability to have private numbers existed in the late 1800s, they weren't as popular or widespread as the old party lines, if some of you remember those party lines. Detroit helped change that. In 1879, Detroit became the first city to assign individual phone numbers, rendering the party line outdated. Another one about the Detroit area, Detroit is the only city in the United States where when you look south, you're looking at Canada. Now, we all know and have enjoyed the local brand Vernors, America's oldest ginger ale brand, and it was an original Michigan product. But did any of you know how it got started? Well, I'll share it with you. James Verner, a Detroit pharmacist, crafted a new beverage in the late 1870s, just before the Civil War. Unfortunately, he was called to serve in the war, so he never got the chance to sell it. The beverage sat untouched in oak case until he returned from the war sometime later. By then, the old cake had transformed the flavor of his drink and became Verner's ginger ale. That's a true story. In 1817, the University of Michigan was the first university established in the state, and it later on relocated into Ann Arbor. And to be perfectly fair with people that are green and white, Michigan State University was founded in 1855 as the nation's first land-grant university. and served as the prototype for 69 other land-grant institutions that were later established under the Morrill Act of 1862. It was the first institution of higher learning in the nation to teach scientific agriculture, and I believe it was originally called Michigan Normal College. If that smokestack that I see in the stadium, at least that name still exists if the smokestack is still there. So, any guitar players out there? Kalamazoo is the original home of the Gibson guitars, an icon of the music industry. A budget model produced in the 60s and 70s was actually called the Kalamazoo. These are just a few of the things that make the state of Michigan really great. And now let me shift to Dearborn Heights. I'm happy to report that things are equally looking very promising in the year for our city. Financially, administratively, and socially, the state of the city is in good shape and will continue to get better. On the financial front, the city has a very sizable fund balance. We expect at the end of the year that we're going to add to that fund balance, and I'm very proud of the fact of how we are stationed fiscally as a community. And I want to point out that these successes that we've had financially, it's just not one person or a small group. It's been the residents, the elected officials, and most importantly, the employees and the businesses that have made and given us the vision and the support to have the great city that we have. I want to mention a couple highlights. One thing that we started a few years ago, management insurance, a particular concentrated effort to reduce risk and to improve our, well, basically to help keep insurance costs down. Well, we have achieved even beyond our hopes and our dreams. Once again, we expect another sizable check from our insurance provider back to the city. We have received millions of dollars as a result of managing the risk and not having claims and doing a concentrated effort. And it's significant when you're saving millions and millions of dollars. I know that we have some insurance people here, but we have received rebate checks of over $1 million a year in our policies. So that's just been excellent news that we've been able to achieve. Additionally, our business community is in good health. I can't wait to see all the businesses that are going to go in along Ford Road between Inkster and John Daly. But that improvement and the kind of businesses are going to be businesses that are going to draw people from all around the surrounding area. So we're really excited about that particular development. Now, some of the more visible examples of how we're achieving great services for our residents comes in the Parks and Recreation. Under this department's leadership, our two senior centers, the Berwyn and Eaton Senior Center, provide a wide variety of recreational, social, entertainment, and self-enrichment programs, as well as a very popular low-cost travel opportunities for our seniors. Those programs are just getting bigger and bigger, and I'll tell you, I'm very envious. All the trips that they're taking and all the great places they're going, we all should be signing up. I'm telling you, they're just fantastic. In addition, those centers provide the base for our Meals on Wheels program, which allows people contact with individuals and at the same time, in many cases, getting a good warm meal at their home. The Richard Young Center and Canfield Community Center offer a wide range of organized activities for residents and visitors alike. And I am very proud of what Mike has done with our two libraries as an administrator, but the Caroline Kennedy and John F. Kennedy libraries, he told me that we have over 300,000 visitors to our libraries every year. And the partnership we've done with the city of Dearborn has allowed us to expand the offering for our residents. So check those out, and it seems like every week he's got a fascinating program going on, so you want to keep track of what is being done. You can learn how to do magic and everything else. I'm just amazed at the programs that are offered there. Another important factor is to make sure we ensure our city remains a vibrant, attractive community and is diligently paying attention to our physical appearance. And for the past 5 years, we've increased personnel in the ordinance department, have actually trained our full-time ordinance officers into animal control. It's a program that is getting recognized statewide as being just very, very innovative and just a really great program that exceeds all its goals. We are now operating an ordinance and an animal control department with 4 budgeted full-time officers, 2 full-time clerical positions, various part-time and interns. And last year, we tried something new. We called them sweeps. We went in over a weekend and did a concentrated effort reminding people that they needed to put an extra coat of paint on their garage, cleaning up their area, and that proved to be successful unless you were one of those ticketed for not keeping your property up. Now, a program we're going to start this year that I know I'm going to do it because as many of us have trees that are near our sidewalks and they have uprooted our sidewalks, and we need to allow so when people walk and bicycle or what have you, that the sidewalks are in good shape. So after speaking with many residents, we decided to institute a volunteer sidewalk replacement program. This will be the first of its kind and was developed after hearing that a slab of 2 cement was costing upwards of $800 for our residents just to replace. We secured a bid and are offering a program for homeowners for $200 per slab plus a $75 administrative fee that also includes the permit. Now that $75 is not per slab, but for the entire operation. You can get your slabs replaced. So I encourage you, those of you that have a situation you want to get improved, this is the right price to do it for. Another item that we are trying to address is the streets, and it's a big priority for the community and in the area. Since last year, we have resurfaced many of our worst streets, and our work is going to continue. We can now enjoy the results of our work along Gully Road, South Beach Daily, Cherry Hill, Hazelton, Kennedy, and Pardee Streets, and more. Those who travel along Hass, and it's been a challenge to get to City Hall with the Great Lakes Water Authority project on Telegraph, and we tore up Hass Street, so, but that will be finished very shortly. And it is important that Great Lakes Water Authority new water line on Telegraph, it had a significant effect on businesses and residents who at various times did not have water because the pipe was constantly getting it replaced, but we were happy that Great Lakes is addressing that. Now, a lot of concern as a result of Flint, and we work very closely with the Great Lakes Water Authority to make sure that the water that we receive as residents for our businesses is the cleanest, purest, and best water that you can get. Recently, the council accepted my recommendation to approve an agreement with AquaSite Water Quality Intelligence Program, and it's a technical program which addresses every time we do testing, but it goes into a data bank and it analyzes and looks for trends. So the water's safe and it's in good quality, but if we start seeing a abnormality that may be starting to approach, maybe not being an abnormality, but a trend that we don't like, we can address it. Now, I want to invite all of you is that this week I had an interview that I did with Sue McCormick, who's the CFO of the Great Lakes Water Authority. And she was really excited about when I told her this contract and what we were doing, and she wants to work with us and would consider even expanding this to all of the customers. But that interview, I think you will find it very interesting because she pointed out some items dealing with the water quality in the Great Lakes area in southeastern Michigan, and I was happy that she came out to do the interview. But my other point is that she's been very responsive. When we had that discolorization in some areas of the city just a few months ago, I was able to get her directly on the phone, meet with her, talk to her about the problem, and that's the kind of response that I received from her, and I'm very appreciative of that. Another important initiative taking place is the FEMA grant that we received after the devastating floodings in August of 2014. We've begun to purchase and demolish 14 homes along Hanover Street, and this is one of the areas along the Ecorse Creek that always was subject to flooding. Now this process will be completed by year end, and several other residents have come forth and asked us about getting in a similar program. On a much larger scale, when I first became mayor, we had this devastating flood 2 months, I think, after I came back as mayor. And we started a process in which we filed a Chapter 8 petition, which was very unique. No one in Michigan had done that as a community. And we filed it with Wayne County. The drain commissioner was Kurt Heisey, who many of you recognize Kurt, so he was very responsive when I went and asked him. And as a result, we won, or the process took place, a problem was determined, and then the county wasn't so sure they wanted to sign up for a $380 million project. So we took them to court and we won. And then the county came back and said, you know, that's a lot of money, and that money would not only be paid by Dearborn Heights, even though we're the sufferer of all the excess water, the fact of the matter is all 13 communities in the basin would have to contribute that. So the county came back and said, we have an idea. We'd like to get the Army Corps of Engineers involved in the project, and therefore if the Army Corps adopts it as a project, they will pay 65 cents on a dollar of the cost. So we went along with it. Happy to report that the Army Corps of Engineers completed their study. They've just finished the comment portion, and I got a chance to read all the comments. There was a couple that I think the people were against the project, but they weren't really specific. But a lot of our residents said many approving comments, and that process went very well for us. So the next step is it's going to go before the President and Congress for funding, and that's our next battle. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but this is the closest we've ever gotten to solving that Ecorse Creek problem. For residents who live down there, it takes you out of the flood insurance program. That's like an additional 1 or 2 mortgage payments. And I have had realtors tell me, if you can assure there's no flooding in the south end of Dearborn Heights, I believe those property values will go up $20,000, $30,000. It is probably one of the most significant things for our community, and we're so close, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to cross the goal line with that, but I'm very pleased to be able to offer you that good news. I want to also mention that through the summer, Dearborn Heights, we have at our Van Houten Park, the splash pad will be operating. Spirit Festival will be taking place June 7th through 11th, and this year's Family Fun Day will be taking place in August again. Bargain hunters are already looking forward to our annual citywide garage sale, which just seems to get bigger and bigger, and that'll take place in August. And let's not forget the Dearborn Heights Professional Firefighters Union annual chili cook-off that takes place in Parkland Park. So I invite you to watch the city's website and to find out more about the particular dates and times of the events. Also want to let you know we're upgrading the Richard Young tennis courts, and those are extremely popular. And lastly, let me mention one other item. It's been in the news, and that's the Warren Valley Golf Course. I'll give you a progress. We are interested, I think it's in the best interest of the city to purchase that golf course. If we don't, any of us who have seen the flooding along Ecorse Creek realize that could become another Ecorse Creek project. We have the opportunity now to prevent that. In addition, when you look at all the water along Edward Hines, every time it rains, it's closed. That water would have to go somewhere. I'm afraid it would end up in our basements. So the negotiations are going reasonably well. We're down to only a couple items with the county. I do not believe they're deal breakers. They're minor points. The purchase price is $1.8 million. I'm proposing that comes out of fund balance to purchase it. And I think this is going to be one of the most important items for this city, and the problem is you can't tell what would happen if it got purchased by a developer and it was all built with 200 homes, what that effect would be on the water in the basements in Dearborn Heights. But I've seen enough flooded basements, and I've had the opportunity through, as a councilman and as a mayor, to go with the DPW and see these pipes. Our pipes were not built for that additional development. So that cost, if they went in, the county would have given us the bill to improve the sewage system to handle that. And we'd have to be building some significant retention basins, but that burden would fall on all of us. A $1.8 million purchase price is a good deal. And then I still think, and I want to thank Commissioner Webb, she's been very instrumental, but the data I've received is I think just operating a little bit better, I think we could, that banquet center is underutilized. It's a real jewel, but they just don't use it. And I think the golf course, I think we could come close to breaking even and doing a really excellent job at Warren Valley and turn it into a really particular jewel. Just want to, once again, thank everybody for coming out and all the individual volunteerism that all of you do, because that really makes the city great. And as I indicated before, it makes me so proud to be the mayor of the city of Dearborn Heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Always glad to hear about the good things happening in the city, and as a South End waterfront property owner, Godspeed. Fix that thing, I'm telling you. Next, I would like to introduce once again Mike McCaffrey. This time, he is wearing a different hat. He's going to update us on the Nowland Cemetery project, and part of the reason why we're all here today, all of us service clubs again have been together for about the past 4 or 5 years, and every year we adopt, so to speak, a community project to take on. This one happens to be a small, very historic cemetery in my neighborhood that contains the graves of many of the founding fathers, mothers, and grandfathers and grandmothers of our area. And this is something that we are going to work on improving this year. And Mike is going to update us on that right now. So Mike, when you're ready, where are you? Oh, you're behind. I got looking this way. Mike.
All right, thanks, John. So thanks for coming out this afternoon. First off, I want to express my gratitude to our sponsors for this event, DTE and Comcast. In addition, I wanted to give credit to all of the community service clubs for their help in making this event possible. Most of the proceeds of this event will go towards repairing Nowland Cemetery on Van Born. To give you a very quick and brief update as to our progress there, much of what we have set out to do has been accomplished. The state of Michigan has formally recognized Nowland Cemetery as a state historic landmark. Text has been approved and the plaque is on order. Light has been installed on the light pole above where the marker is going to be placed. Some volunteers from the Dearborn Historic Society have repaired a couple of gravestones, and funding for a flagpole with appropriate supplemental equipment is going to be donated by the friendly folks here at Stitt. We have grant funding coming from a couple sources that should replace the fence, tidy up the grounds, and refurbish the sign there. George Durrani has also committed to getting a flag for the state capitol. On that note, although it's taken a bit longer than I anticipated, I'm satisfied we are making good progress. The coming months, I hope to make Nowland Cemetery on Van Born, Dearborn Heights' second state historic landmark and a source of community pride. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mike. And the one cool thing about Nowland Cemetery, we have 2 Civil War veterans buried there. And if you're familiar with the Little Red Schoolhouse off of Ann Arbor Trail in the city's north end, we have a cemetery there that has a Revolutionary War soldier buried there. So lots of nice history going on in the area, so that's great to know. At this point, I'd like to call the mayor back up to the podium, as well as Kim Constant and Mike and Don Rivard, and then Killian. We got a little surprise for you that we didn't plan on, so come on up. Our state representatives from Lansing could not be here with us today, but they wanted to make their presence known. So on behalf of State Senator Dave Kniezek from the 5th District and State Representative Jewel Jones from the 11th District, we have proclamations honoring each of the service clubs here for today's luncheon. So it is my honor to hand them off to each club representative at this time. Kim, here's the one for the Goodfellows. The Kiwanis Club. The Lions Club. And last but certainly not least, the Rotary Club. And if we could get all of the representatives here to stand in front of the podium for a group picture very quickly, we would appreciate that very much. Got it? Good. Okay. Very good. Very good. One more round of applause, please, for all of our service organizations. Thanks very much. Time now for Mr. Don Killian to come to the stage. Don, of course, was selling our 50-50 raffle tickets. And we also have a flag that flew over the state capitol that we'll be raffling off. That is courtesy of State Senator Kniezek. And what is the tally for the raffle, Mr. Killian?
Yes, John, very generous people here in Dearborn Heights. The total jackpot collected, gross, was $350. Half of that would be $175, so that's $175 to the Nowland Cemetery.
Excellent.
Okay.
Very good.
And in keeping with the preference of most people, we split the 175 raffle into 3 pots, third, second, and first. The third would be a $25 cash.
Okay.
So somebody picked the winning number, John? Somebody honest?
Well, I'm the closest, but I got...
Yeah, right. I think you're right.
We all Okay, that winning number 747763. 747763 is the winning number. Who's got it?
He's giving it back.
Giving it back. All right. Very nice.
The next one is for 50. John, do the honors again. Make one person happy.
747575. 747575. Wow. That table again? What do we got? Nick? All right. We won't tell Dan. Don't worry about it.
We trust you, don't we? We trust you. And now for the grand prize, $100. John, remember your friends.
Yes. I've got 2 or 3. I try not to forget them. Okay. 747581. 747581. Mike Roy?
Mike Roy.
All right. You're going to draw for the flag too, right?
Right.
Okay.
And with Mike, I'm going to check that ticket.
Well, in case you don't know, Mike owns the Ford Tel Marathon on Ford Road east of Telegraph, and gas is half price until 6 p.m. So, till 1, it's past 1:30. Okay. And the final prize is the flag. It is a 3x5 flag that flew over the state capitol, courtesy of Senator Kniezek. And the winning number is 747880. 747880. Who's got it? Jackie. Jackie Lovejoy, our Chamber of Commerce president. Good.
Make sure I'm honest. There you go.
Good.
That's it, John?
Very good.
Okay.
Thanks once again to our sponsors, Comcast and DTE. We appreciate you being here, and to everyone who came this afternoon. Thank you very much for attending. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you.